living things. We're all different in our own way. From plants to animals to humans, we're all different in our own way, and that's a beautiful thing about life. We all have our own personalities, our own different shapes and sizes. We're all different. But there's one thing that is fundamentally the same with everything in life. The common denominator about life is that one day we're all going to die. And I know that's a very morbid thing to say, a very morbid thing to think about, but it's the truth. And there's no getting over it, no denying it, and no getting away from it. It's the inevitable truth that one day that you and everyone you know will die. And that's not a bad thing. It's for some people it's a bad thing but also a good thing. Depends on the person. But throughout history many people have been looking at ways to cope with this idea of dying. Some people seek out legends like the Holy Grail or the Fountain of Youth, which grants you eternal life. Some people try to cope with this by seeking out answers like religion. For example, Christianity, Catholicism, Judaism, Buddhism, and so on and so forth. Some, so since this has been a prevalent issue since the dawn of humanity, we, us artists, have been looking for ways to try to put it all into perspective. From painters to writers to musicians, we all have our own works of art. And what I'm going to talk about today is the song Let's Go Crazy by Your Highness Prince. Prince. And I will be analyzing the song, and by my three main points, I will be talking about the opening of the song and how it's important and setting the tone for the rest of the rest of the piece. For my second point, I'll be talking about how some of the lyrics in the song are not what you think it is, and how it reflects Prince's personal views on religion and what he believes in. And my third point is the way Prince lives his life and how it's different and how it reflects what this song is trying to tell us in a way. For my communicative concepts, I will be looking at both verbal and nonverbal, such such as the way Prince presents himself and the way he shows it. For for the opening, it's a gospel, as the famous, probably the famous gospel that everyone who's into pop or rock will have probably heard once in their life. It's such a famous opening. It opens to a choir like you will hear in a church. It talks basically it's him talking about how life is a beautiful thing and that we shouldn't take it for granted, but we shouldn't worry about that because there is a afterlife that you should also be excited about. But don't let don't let Satan ruin the life you have now. Just have fun and go crazy. And that really sets the tone for what the song is all about. From from the church chorus to what he's saying in the gospel, basically saying that we shouldn't worry about what life is is that we should worry more on how we should live our lives and how we shouldn't let anyone ruin it for us, and that we should Instead, fight the evils and just live the life we want to live. Which brings us to the lyrics. The hidden meanings in some of his lyrics is that, for example, he talks about the elevator. Like in the lyrics, not gonna let the elevator bring us down. Oh no, let's go crazy. The elevator means Satan. And the reason why he doesn't say Satan in the song is because back in 1984 it was a big taboo that you weren't supposed to talk about stuff like religion in music. Unlike nowadays, putting bringing religion into music is a big no-no, especially in companies like Warner Brothers who were producing the song for Prince. And censorship as censorship in the song, but the reason why many people has found out what the lyrics mean is because Prince told us himself. Prince was very open about his life and very open about what was in his music and what he was trying to tell us, such as in many interviews that he has told us what the lyrics in Let's Go Crazy are really about. And with Prince, I think that's why people like Prince a lot because he isn't afraid of most things. He lived his life the way he wanted to and he did the things he wanted to do. Of course, there was censorship, but he didn't care because as long as his message got out there, as long as his music was out there in the public, he was okay with it because it was his music. He lived the life he wanted to. He he was so different from many artists in 1984 that it changed the landscape of pop music itself in America for for a long time. You still see his influence in music today. And he kind of, a lot of people say he created his own genre of music in Minneapolis, and that many people are still trying to replicate it. Many people have replicated, but it's still the Prince style. Prince did what he wanted to do. Prince went to the parties he wanted to go to and experienced things that he wanted to. Prince lived the life that he wanted. He he non-verbally told us the meaning of his song by showing us the way his life is. In conclusion, the song Let's Go Crazy is an amazing song that tries to teach and show the message that you shouldn't worry too much about what's going on and the bads of the world. That you should try to live the life you want to live and the life that you that you deserve, really. And my name is Isaac Cordero. Thank you for listening to my musical analysis of Let's Go Crazy. I'm signing off. Good night.